Umoja, Great Umoja fam. Gonna give people time to get up in the house. Those that are coming back on the regular daily toaster schedule until possibly spring break. Then after that, until summer, then the time will adjust. But hey, we out. Let's make sure we streaming on all cylinders. Say we up. I can't tell. Well, say we online on Facebook. We online on YouTube. We online on Twitch. We online on Periscope. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the Twitch. But somebody up here with us early in the morning. Great Umoja to you. Let's go make sure we got everything streaming in the way that we need it. We'll get started, toast these ancestors, and get this marvelous day popping off. Shouts out to Mr. Davina Nelson. I see you out there. I see you out there. We got to get together so that we gonna get this ad campaign moving. Well, I want the evidence. And then we gonna get started. Get our song popping off. Get our toast together, start this marvelous day. So I'm going to have to start changing my news sources because I see they got me pinned as a certain type of news consumer, so I have to go on and switch up the algorithm on them or whatever it's called because I'm not getting anything. I'm getting a lot of stuff on comic books and shit. I'm not getting a lot. You know what I'm saying? You say you show that you like something. Great Umoja to you as well, Brother Kwame. You show them that you like something just a little bit, and they'll flood your timeline with it. So we are on Umoja, and we're moving ahead in full steam. So I just want, yep, we up. So let's get it. Y'all know what to do. First, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simple production, and of course, you know this is the Daily Toast. I'm your host, Brother Hatim. But we strive to blow up your old paradigm. This morning meditation song. Let's get it moving. I feel the bones just working in me. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Take that breath down to the belly. Now, grab your glass, put some water. Get your picture of that water. Lift that picture of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Stretch your body and move some water. Move your body, drink some water. family, move your body. Oh man. Drink, 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 drink. Starting to feel it now. So we say, move, then drink. Now, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Let's start over. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember the 4 pillars at all times. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink happy weighted ounces, eat a culturally appropriate diet, get up and move. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors, drink up. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ass. Man, family. I just want to say great Umoja to you. Of course, you know, my journey begins this morning. I'm on my way back into the office. And I am looking forward to it in some ways. In other ways, I am dreading it because I know that the drama that's going to come with it is going to be horrific. But for some reason, I can't find my daily toast list. There it goes. Sitting up here like, what's going on here? You know, but hey, so finally we're starting the week off. We're starting off a new year, even though the year's already started. With 6 days into a new year. I hope that everything is working out for you in the way that you need it to work. And like I said, I am glad that you are sharing some of your time with your brother Hatem as we sit up in here and we do our thing as we usually do. So it's back down to the Daily Toasters. And what I'm going to do is we're going to work on building up the Daily Toasters list. We want people here on, you know, when they could get here, but especially on your days. So I had somebody call me last night. They wanted to find out what day they was born on. And like I said, if you need help with that, by all means, you can hit us up at Gye-Nyame Journey. I mean, you can put it on the timeline, but it's as simple as going to Google or going to whatever way you get to the internet and just typing in your date of birth, the whole date of birth, not just the day, the month, and the year, and it will give you the exact day that you were born on, so that you know what type of baby you are. You know what I'm saying? Because the more I look at the list, the more I'm seeing how this can really help in your life. In the dream that I was telling y'all a little bit about yesterday, with in the dream, it basically was somebody was looking for some advice. I told them, I said, you see the Nguza Saba, you see the principles through the lens of your day. So, for example, I'm born on Kujichagulia, so I see the entire principle system through the lens of Kujichagulia, through self-determination, right? So all of the principles will interact with me, or I will be able to interact better with the principles if I use Kujichagulia as my lens. So whatever day you was born on, you look at that as your lens through which to see the rest of the principles to help you embrace them a little bit more, or help you to live it out. You know what I'm saying? Because every day I'm Kujichagulia, right? But today I have to look at Umoja through my lens as a Kujichagulia baby, and become more effective at perfecting my skills of practicing the principle of Umoja. Now, we align the days so that we can remind ourselves about our principles, but not just remind ourselves about our principles, but start practicing them. So now we're moving, because we're moving into what, year 5 of doing this, year 4 or 5 of doing this, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But moving into now where it's time for us to start activating these principles and moving with them. Kwanzaa 365. Those math puzzles you've been sending me, challenge a brother. Send me back to class called combinatorics, and that was no joke. Yeah, man. I mean, every time I get them, for some reason, like I said, I used to get those videos all the time, but I had to go through my timeline and start re-liking or re-pressing the bell, because I usually get stuff like that, you know, because I like to kind of challenge myself. But when I see one that's a little bit too hard for me, you know what I'm saying, it's good to have somebody I can send it to that could kind of, in all aspects of life, right here on the journey. And then with this whole internet piece, we got people from overseas that we can reach out to and do stuff with, right? So anyway, it's time for us to do the toast. This one I couldn't get back open, so I'm gonna try. I had finally the cap. I shook it up. The cap finally popped off. So we're gonna pour us a little bit. Morning, Miss Gina G. You ready for school? No. Me neither. But hey, we all got to do what we got to do, baby. You gonna have a great day at school? Yeah. Good. That's what I'm looking forward to. We work it. So I had to give me a bigger court so that I could make sure it stay on. So I got to start rationing it out, because I'm going to have to start brewing again, so that I can keep up with the demand. So family first, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that Creator, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? I'll tell you where we go. We go to our ancestors. We got our list. So like I said, for anybody who want to add to the list, by all means, feel free. Use the timeline or get in touch with us at Gye-Nyame Journey. Also, join the Black Signal so that you can know when we're doing our big events and having our big shows. So I wanted to go to my scribing piece. What do you mean finalizing? That's some bullshit. Hold on. Oh man, I did my whole show yesterday and it's showing that it didn't record. That's garbage. Alright. That was a nice show too. All right, so here we go. With our list of ancestors. Did you get the most dangerous game puzzle? Took me a moment, but once I modeled it, I finally put it all together. Uh, well, I learned the lesson not to play Russian roulette. Still need a confirmation for our August 29th for MG celebration. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. But, like I said, hit me up a little bit later on the day while I'm sitting in the office and we'll work it out. So we got Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert the Texan, Davis, Earn Brown, Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William, Walter, Chris, Penny, Gaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Demond Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flora, Montague Pittman L, No More X, Pet Mont, Rob, Malika Kapoor, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Edda Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Algeny, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Pro, Actor Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Patrick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Miss Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janet Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Tridge, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Anna Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rennerman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend Jane Smith, Louis Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Killen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr. Just lost my, there you go. Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clayburg, Beatty, Sarah Ware, Levita Farmer, Agoso Sue, Shel Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Evelyn. Hold on. Evelyn, there is a way to play roulette and win every time depending upon how the revolver is held. Gravity is the key. I don't want to learn that. Evelyn Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keisha Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Severn Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Major Orange, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Derrida Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W.S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Lester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Amitep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Bennett Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dilly Monaries, Gene and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Did you get the one about the seeds, the dot game? William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Filani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, Defridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Hadley, Emma Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Lil Wilbert Longmire, Either Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kinnico Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as
Nobody here, man. And her mom call and be like, you ain't no killer. You a horrible father. Well, grab. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They go through and they pull out a little pin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, peace out, BBA. You take it easy. Won't be missed. All right, so we are William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Filani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DePretis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Kevin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Print Up Jr., Mary Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Neilon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stage Tribe, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Princess Bruce Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwilyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harry, Thelma Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno, Baby Hatch, Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, where am I at? Hatch Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Preston Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Nadie Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Ms. Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Arlington Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, and West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Remy Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Reuben Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easy, Rayshawn Easy, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broaders, Reginald Oliver, Nazarene Coper, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. And moving on to our black book. We have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We have Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damian Todd, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Cameron Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkins, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gatz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Margaret III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Jasandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fanny L. Webb, Dan Walton, L.L.T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bolden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T. Lar Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samanda DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, and we salute them and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment. We want to raise our glass to this moment because this moment is all we have and we need to make the most out of it. We need to do the work in the moment because these moments were passed down to us from our ancestors. They worked, they struggled to make sure that we had them. So now we got to use them to the full, to the fullest. All right, so now I want you to activate your reticular formation, and in doing that, I want you to seek out Umoja because it's happening all around us. It's happening in your community. It's happening in your family. It's happening in your place of employment. It's happening. And I want you to take a picture of it. I want you to see it. I want you to write about it. I want you to share it on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. Now, here we go. For those that don't speak the language, Umoja means unity. What's that? Thank you. Umoja means unity. So that's the principle of the day. Truth is the demonic principle of the day. Violet is the color. I have my shirt on. Mentalism is the hermetic law. Male name for the day is Kwojo. Female name is Adua. Raise up our glass. And what do we say? We say, Ashe. Thank you. We raise that glass. We move on. From the present moment, we move to our future generations. We toast our children's children, on to infinity. We raise the glass, family, and we salute, and we say, Ashe. From there, where do we go? We move from our children, on to infinity, to all of our relations. We say Ashe. From there, family, we hit that selfish toast. What is it that you want? What is it that you need in this moment to move towards the greater you? Raise that glass. We say Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, I want to toast the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most beautiful, the most uplifting and outstanding individual in the room. I raise my glass and I salute you, and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. You have a fantastic and marvelous day. I don't have no commentary this morning. I swear I don't. I swear I don't. I don't have no commentary. Don't have no commentary. But I do got something to say. I'm just joking. But anyway, family, y'all gonna have a great day. We will hook up again tomorrow morning, and maybe we will start this week moving back into our evening shows, depending on the energy that's flowing around about that time. So, because by that time my energy is usually depleted. I want to thank all those that take the time to join us on Gye-Nyame Journey. Make sure you check out our e-course. We got our free e-course, one of many. Well, it's not one of many now, but you can find it at, here, let me just type it in for y'all real quick. Check out the free e-course. It's www.freegnjecourse.com. Wow. There we go right there. Check that out. Also check out the merch store on our site as well to help support us. And also, family, remember, we are in the process of raising funds at this point in time because we are moving towards the Malcolm X Festival. The goal is to raise $5,000. So, every little bit helps. So, you can hit us up on our Cash App, cash sign, capital G, capital N, capital J. Go to www.gnjmedia.live/tip. Just hit us up. And just make sure that you put in the notes, always in the notes, this is for what it's for. You understand what I'm saying? If it's for the camping trips, if it's, just for a general tip, if it's for the Malcolm X Festival, always put in there so that the team knows what the money should be, where it should be sent. All right? So, family, I want to thank each and every last one of y'all. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And with that, we say, Ashe, and I'm out. Let me go finish my ambrosia, though. This batch, I was worried about it. I was worried about this batch. But hey, I was worried. I wasted my worry. For some reason, G&J Media, it ain't pop up. Dot live / Let's see, did that pop up? For some reason, it's not popping up. All right, let's try it one more time. I'll just type it in and put a direct URL, G&J. There we go, where we at. So thank you. Thank you for your support. We are out. Right after I post this up. I want to see why it's not going up. Why is it not going up? It's just not going up. It's like, no, brother, I tell. Can't advertise that. Well, let's try it on this one. Good grief. Shouldn't have to post up my own stuff that many times. Alright, it's okay, it's up. It says up. It says share it on YouTube. Let's see. Okay, cool. Finally. It finally went up. Alright, family, I want to thank you. And I'm out. Peace.